played this record as frequently as possible.
Let's do this!
What's going on, you guys? It is your boy Vergil here, and welcome back to another episode here on Dragon Ball Legends. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit kind of a different video, mainly just talking about my battle hour experience. If you guys didn't know I was there, probably did know because we did, carry the Legends community that weekend or whatever. Those 2 days of the battle hour were really freaking crazy for the channel. So I do want to shout out to everyone that showed up, showed love. I honestly didn't think it would be that insane. Didn't even think it would. Honestly, I didn't. I was literally just going to make a vlog or do a video type content. Ended up going live and forgot that the actual battle hour events, the people running the event, weren't doing a live stream day one. So it really kicked off. So definitely shout out to everyone that slid through and showed love. But insane events. I had an absolute blast overall. I was there for a little bit more time than the rest of the guys that showed up. A couple days, I think 2 days before, and I left 2 days after the majority of the people came and left. I did chill with pretty much everyone there. Had a dinner with Sax and his girlfriend. Billy and his girlfriend were amazing. Grazdog, super cool guy. Moji, super cool guy. Prof Sensei, super cool guy. Beery is the homie, the pump bro. Super fucking dope dude. Iron Cane, I flew in with the bro. We had fantastic time. First 2 nights, it was just us two. If you guys don't know, I actually went to Jersey to take my flight, and I met up with Iron Cane there, and we flew there together, settled in. It was like a super, I don't want to keep saying super dope experience when that's literally how I feel about it. I don't think there was a negative energy at all the entire time I was there. Nobody gave me a bad vibe. Piggy surprisingly showed up randomly, surprised us all there. If you guys don't know him, it's another homie. Shout out to everyone that if I missed anybody. Kidjo YT pulled up, and he actually won the actual trophy, the champion status of this tournament. Shout out to him, man. We're going to get him on the channel for an exclusive special type of video. But yeah, I'm just going to jump into the events, the venue, and kind of a little bit of the trip overall. But those are the people, dude, that really made my experience very, very good. Meeting Toshi, honestly, was peak. Didn't expect that either. Didn't expect to meet Toshi, but he was just there. If you guys saw the live stream, all the VODs are still up, so you could go watch them. If you want to see my match with Toshi, I did a separate video, clipped the entire thing. But extremely down-to-earth guy. I'm going to talk about him when we get through to that part of the video. But basically, we touched down. I'm with Iron Cane. We're settling in. Everything is stupid expensive. The amount of money I spent on this trip is ridiculous. But thankfully, we've been grinding on YouTube pretty hard this last month. So I was able to afford everything, sort of. It costs a lot, everything. Hotel, flights. For the people that do want to go next year, plan accordingly. Start saving up your money. The flight for me, and I'm in the States, was around like $700-ish, $600-ish. Hotel was around $700 with hotel fees, the amount of nights that I stayed or whatever. And the expensive throughout the entire trip, right? If you want to go out during there, the outings, very expensive. Constantly having to pay for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's no inclusive stuff in the resorts. There's no complimentary breakfast. There's no shit like that. So you have to constantly be buying food, going out, whatever. The day of the event comes, right? I get there first day, second day, and then third day is when the actual event is. I've already stayed up all night. We've been chilling with the boys. I go out to have dinner with Billy, his girlfriend. Temma's super cool. Moji, Iron, Grazdog. I believe that was everyone at that dinner, but we were just vibing. I stayed up late. And basically, I went through a full 24 hours in Vegas, no sleep, but it overlapped into the event. I tried to get some sleep before the event. Didn't happen. I had my eyes closed. I have really bad sleep problems. So basically, I'm there with my eyes closed for 3 hours. I wake, open them. I'm like, I didn't sleep at all. I have to get up. First thing, I was like, am I ready to do this vlog? Whatever. I was like, I don't know. I knew Prof had talked to me about this because Prof was there. We met up with him. I think that's what happened. We stayed up late because Prof arrived at 3 in the morning. So we waited for him. We stayed up. A couple of the guys stayed up to see him arrive, get him, into his room, all that good stuff. And he stayed up all night also. I don't know what's good with him. He didn't look like he was tired at all. But basically, he did his own Twitch stream that morning. And that kind of pushed me to be like, hey, let me try this out for the first time. I've never done an IRL stream. I have a setup with a solid Wi-Fi connection, wired, everything. All I did was go into my YouTube app, set up a thumbnail, all this shit, even titled it test stream just in case. And bro, the rest was history. 12 hours of live streaming. I'm up at 8:30 in the morning for this event when my actual matches are at like 5 o'clock. So keep in mind, I have to be ready for the tournament. I have to be locked in. I'm watching all these games. I'm spending the entire event. I'm entertaining on the live stream. And my matches are at 5 o'clock, and I'm running off 0 sleep fumes. And apparently, everyone was tapped into this live stream. This is I didn't see who was watching or whatever. I couldn't even use my phone while doing the actual live stream because if I left, the stream would freeze. Like, there's no pause. There's no nothing where it would continue it. The stream would literally freeze, so I had to stay on my phone the entire time. Shout out to S Mexican if you're watching this, bro. Dude hooked me up with this super OP portable charger that held me down through the entire thing as well. So it was really freaking dope. But yeah, we got there. The venue was extremely nice. They had the card game, they had the Fighter Z venue, and they had the little Dragon Ball Legends event, right? They had a little breakers station as well. Like, they didn't have it to be a main part of the event, but they had pretty much all the existing Dragon Ball games or anything relating to that. They even played the superhero movie at some point the second day. They revealed a bunch of shit. But yeah, they hired a lot of... I don't know why I was saying this in the live stream. You guys were hearing me. There was a lot of very pretty women that were hired there. So shout out to the venue for... I don't know how they selected it, but it felt like every single lady there was like gorgeous. Like, I'm just saying this. I have a girlfriend, respectful. Bro, all the ladies there were very nice looking. So yeah. Moving on. There was a VR station. There was, collectible things where you had to actually go around the event and interact with the, to get stamps, to collectible posters, get goodie bags, gifts. Bro, they made the whole thing an event where people were interactive at the venue and like having to go and play games. There was an IRL stamp rally in the Legends section. So basically you had to go there and collect 3 IRL stamps. You had to battle 3 different people. I'm on my phone, right, streaming, so there's no way I can even fight somebody. I had to talk with the lady. I had to use Billy's phone to actually fight, spar people, get my stamps. By the way, we still haven't gotten our CCs from that yet, so we are waiting patiently. I don't believe I've gotten it. I don't believe I've gotten it. Wow. Don't believe I've gotten my CCs yet, but it is all good. Okay, a lot of stuff. Oh my god. IRL stamp rally was really cool. I love how they incorporated, finally, there hasn't been a Dragon Ball tournament since the first year of the game, so to see them bring it back and make it included in Battle Hour. Keep in mind, I've been streaming Battle Hour for years since the game released, whatever. I've been streaming every single year. It was dope to see the first year, second, third year, fourth year. I've been watching it, by the way. I started streaming, doing stuff around after UI Omens, so just, with a grain of salt. Streaming since then, every single Legends related content I've been streaming. The Battle Hours has been a big part of reveals, has been a big part of the Dragon Ball games culture. And they don't have Legends every year, but they do throw a little bit here and there of like some reveals and stuff. So we knew something was coming. Me personally, I knew it was an Ultra because it's pretty. We got an LF, we got an Ultra, we got another LF. Gonna be another Ultra. You think they're gonna drop LFs back to back? No, they're probably not. They're gonna wait to drop the highest rarity unit to where literally all Dragon Ball eyes are on this event. So I knew they were gonna drop an Ultra. They dropped one of the most hype Dragon Ball review, bro. I know I'm all over the place, by the way. I am sorry if I'm a little bit all over the place. I'm just thinking about things and saying them. It's kind of hard to do like a stationary review, but I'm going to get into a lot of the deeper stuff, deeper conversations in a second. But yo, I was outside mid-break, second day of the event. Second day, I'm in there. My stream crashes, whatever. Second day, I had a little bit of issues. Stream crashed. I went live at the proper times, but stream crashed when I was just chilling. So that was fine. But basically, I went out to go eat. I was with Billy, and we missed the Budokai Tenkaichi 4 reveal, bro. I was very pressed. I was so pressed because that game is hype. That game is... there hasn't been a Budokai Tenkaichi Budokai game in years. In so many years, there hasn't been a... obviously, they implemented Xenoverse, Fighters, all this shit, but Budokai Tenkaichi is what I grew up on PlayStation 2. One of, obviously, the thing that held me down in my younger ages in video games and stuff like that. So to see it reimagined, the graphics, the trailer, I saw it online just like everybody else because we missed it, and me and Billy were pressed, bro. But reveals like that, the Ultra Rose reveal, if you guys haven't seen my reaction, I made a short on it, so you don't have to look through the VOD, but I was ecstatic. It looked not only so good, but I was waiting for the reveal for 2 days. I was covering the entire event, so this was like we were waiting for this shit. So I was extra hyped. When I tell you, it looks like the best Ultra animations like in the game. It literally is. The scythe, the green card animation, the ultimate animation, the clones look really freaking sick. Just everything about him holding the scythe. It's everything we could have, asked for with a Goku Black Rose. So, love that they did that. We can move back to the day one. I know I'm, like I said, all over the place because I'm still very hype about it. I should have made this review sooner, but I lost my voice at the event, so I've kind of been laying low, a little bit jet lagged, a little bit tired. I'm still not even all unpacked. I'm pretty all over the place, man. But back to day one of the venue. What do? We met Toshi for the first time. I was getting on the VR, right? The ladies were putting on the VR headset. I was like, nice. I'm excited to test out Gohan versus Cell. By the way, that was pretty cool. A little bit buggy. Not like the best. I think it's a prototype. I don't think it was like the best, but it was still super sick. It was a VR completed. We were fighting Cell as Gohan, all that stuff. And then as they were putting on the headset, right? I look to my left because I give Billy my phone to, record my reaction to this. He predicted it. Toshi spawned out of nowhere. He just spawned. And he was like, what's up? Like on the left. And I'm like, my headsets are being put on. And I'm like, Toshi. And I didn't want to like take off the headset because it was going to look weird. Like I waited in line for it. I didn't want to look weird, whatever. So I did the whole game. I get out. Toshi's still there. The live stream got to see it all because he's holding my phone. He's probably vibing. Everybody on the live stream could see it. But I personally couldn't. And then when I got there, I introduced myself. I said, what's up? He had to be like, I don't know how to describe, like he was just a normal guy. He's a super chill dude. He didn't have like an ego. He didn't have like a celebrity like mentality. He didn't care to like, he wasn't always busy. Whenever he had time to mac around and chill with people and vibe out, he did. He answered any questions. This man Grazdog pulled him to the side to ask him a whole life story for a second. Shout out to Grazdog. I mean, dude is pretty freaking funny, man. Pretty funny, pretty cool dude IRL. But he literally held them down. What I'm saying is Toshi did not care to give everybody their time of day. So everyone that wanted to talk to him, anyone that wanted to, I even was the first one to ask to, or Billy, the chat wanted me to spar with him. And that's what got him doing all the matches in the first place the first day. So I was the very first person, I think, to fight Toshi at the event. Which it was like not only an honor, bro, but it was an experience. A very high quality experience because think about, like to me, right? If you had to pick one person to play DBL with, right? Who would it be? Who would it be? The messiah of the game, the actual dev, the face of the, obviously he doesn't create the game, but he's the producer, he's the developer, he helps with all the like decision makings, the character releases, all the design. He does a lot of behind the scene things that we don't probably know, but he's also a regular player, just a chill dude. He talks about, he loves the game. That's one. You can tell he loves the game. He has a passion for the game. He loves Dragon Ball. He knows about obviously all the mechanics. He's the developer, but he has all like the lingo, the PVs, the this. And he knows, bro. He is tapped into the community. Apparently, he does watch and tap into some of the content here. I know he watches other streamers, other YouTubers. I know we're like one of these streamers, so hopefully he taps in here, right? But yeah, he knows a lot of the existing like critiques and things. He does get a lot of community feedback, responses, and it does get to him because at one point after our matches, by the way, our matches were sick. If you guys didn't go watch it, go watch it. It's on the VOD. Also, I made a separate video of the matches. Fantastic. Like he's a lot better than people think he is. He's a very solid player. Like I say, he's a super chill guy and down to earth. Literally, yes, bro. But moving into the questions and shit, we asked him, we stopped, and we actually gave him a little bit of, developer feedback. Like, hey, there's a lot of bugs in the game. The Piccolo Slice bug, he said they're already on it. They already, know about it. They're trying to get it resorted, fixed. One of the issues that I personally mentioned was the clash bug. Basically, where you would clash the same time as your opponent and get the same, like, obviously we're clashing at the same time. The odds of you getting the same number, especially by like a 0.0 something difference, in the amount of times, the frequent amount of times that this does occur, is a bug. It's literally a bug because just think about two people in separate rooms clicking a button at the same time. Like, the odds of you guys clicking the button at the exact same time are pretty low. Like in a certain interval. So yeah, there's a bug. He actually didn't seem like he was knowledgeable about this bug, so he jotted it down. I saw him jot it down. Assuming he's gonna go take that into consideration because it makes and breaks a lot of games. You guys know clashes do win games, and to have your clash literally be the same number as your opponent is very like, it feels like shit, bro, because you know it's a bug, and if you lose to a bug, it's like, you know, we play this game competitively. It's an RNG based gacha. I'm a competitive player. I don't care what anybody says. If you guys know, you know. But yeah, we do play this game to, you know, try to play as good as possible, and you lose to certain things like that. It's pretty frustrating. We didn't ask him questions like CC cap. We know the answer to that. We didn't ask him like the banners, upgrade value. He knows a lot of those things, but we focused a lot more on bugs. He teased funny units. Like, there's no way he didn't leak anything, but he did mention Ultra Rebrian as a joke. I told him nobody's probably going to spend on it, but I would be hyped for the homie. The lady, Ultra Rebrian, would be freaking hyped. He did say that. Go watch the VOD. He said Ultra Rebrian. Pretty sure he said that. And, yeah, dude, just my experience meeting Toshi was very unexpected. It was unexpected that he was so chill. Didn't think I was going to match him at all. Just the vibe that he gave off literally was so humble, so chill. He felt like your average player. By the way, his account isn't stacked like people would think. He plays like a regular player. He rolls his own equipment. He had Z equips. He does all his own shit. He doesn't get anything done behind the scenes. He doesn't get CC loadouts. He spends on the game, summons for characters. He said he literally had one copy of Hit. So, and he spent a lot. So I could definitely relate to him. He's a very relatable guy. I think that's the word that makes him so cool, is that he's just like all of us, right? Like, if you really think about it, that's kind of obvious, but you wouldn't expect it, because sometimes people of like a higher status or like a celebrity, or like, this is the guy of the game that we look up to, you would think he might not want to talk with us. But bro was super down to earth. All week long, by the way, I didn't play the game. I told you guys I missed, I don't know if I said this in the beginning, but I missed a godly star because I actually D-ranked a ton right before I left. I grinded up to top 5 on my 24-hour stream. The day after, I D-ranked all the way to top 1,000 so I could record videos, so I didn't have problems with Q. And then I didn't play all week. I barely did my dailies, and I thought I could speedrun it. Time zones effed me by like 1 hour, bro. I was like 1,100. It's godly star. It's my own fault. But it doesn't really mean much anyways, but it meant something to me, bro. But I didn't play the game at all. The venue was super cool. I literally only played there. I played with, you know, people around there. I had my very first, shout out to the 3 dudes that pulled up on me. My first IRL, like, fan reaction. Like, these were super chill dudes, right? When I say fan, is they literally they can tell me my own content back to me. They could spit it out. It wasn't no fake. Like, I seen you on YouTube once or twice. These guys were describing videos or what I did on stream this day or last week, and you're super this. Bro, it was the most, like, superb feeling, because obviously I'm not famous. You know what I mean? I'm not a celebrity or anything. Like, I'm just a YouTuber for Legends, and at a Legends venue, these guys actually showed IRL love, bro. And it was the coolest shit ever, bro. And I, you know, told them to go back, sit near us at the venue, all the near the other guys, like my friends, the homies, the content creators, stuff like that. I did spar with them for their stamp rallies. And, dude, shout out to them. Shout out to the 3 guys that I met. I added 2 of them to my guild. And I forgot what else I was going to say. But, yeah, super down-to-earth dudes. And I've never had that occur to me to where it's like, these guys were legit fans of the content. So, another really solid experience. Overall, the actual playing of the tournament, I guess we could get into that, was very interesting. Obviously, I went with the mindset to win, to be competitive, and the overall planning of the Legends side was a little bit all over the place, because not everybody that was signed up, listed, showed up. That's very obvious. They didn't require that. You just could get on the name. People that just showed up could have gotten in the tournament. So in my pool, it was just me and Kid Joe, and basically everybody else were or I think the majority of everybody else just showed up last minute and they got random people to play from the venue. Some people knew the game, some people semi-played it, but very disorganized tournament, I will say that. Very cool still. It was a very fun idea. Special pick concept was very cool, but obviously the competitive nature, I would love to have seen team picks, like they had preset teams that everyone used, or even preset units, or just competitive meta stuff to where it's like you can actually compete rather than get lucky and train wreck your opponent, or you get really unlucky. If you guys saw a lot of the matches, one of my matches, I only lost one game, and it happened to be against Kid Joe. At least he won. I'm very happy for that. But basically I did get color countered and I had worse units. So he had Revival Frieza and Purple Vegeta Zenkai, right? The lock-in, whatever, all that powerful Zenkai stats. I had 18, which is a solid unit, right? She counters Revza, which is nice. And I had Revival Cell, so the opposite of Revza. And as soon as he swapped in with Purple Vegeta, he locked her in and instantly killed her. For the most part, that's how the match turned out. So if you get unlucky in these certain scenarios, bro, it's nothing you can really do. I still tried to play my best, and I thought I played pretty well. I think the final match I even got on stage. You guys haven't seen the clips. Everything's up. I have posted everything. But the competitive nature was, it lived on through the players. You could definitely tell, like me, Billy, we were pretty competitive. A lot of the other guys, Kid Joe, Kuro is a super cool dude. He was pretty competitive. I believe he's a streamer also. Cheese Man, all the other competitors. Shout out to everybody. Would love to see a more competitive, similar to the first anniversary. I think that is the idea. Special pick is very entertaining. I will give it that, but it felt so painful for like the players that were there. Like Sax, bro, literally unlucky. The finals. He's the first match. One of the homies that are there. If you guys don't know him, he's another streamer. But basically, he got paired up with a player that I don't know. He didn't seemed like a player that knew how to play the game, but I don't think he was like a competitive player or anything. And he train wrecked like Sax, which he is. Sax is a competitive player, and he had lost the game before it begun. Right, with one character, he got the new 17, and the game was over before it begun. So it's one of those things that if you didn't get lucky, you just couldn't do much. There was a lot of sometimes even playing fields where you both got kind of trash, both got kind of mid, maybe both got one powerful unit, but very RNG based. The actual devices, I had a problem with this. I could not play like I normally did. It was very sensitive to screen. Every single clash was off. The taps, I was constantly dropping combo. It might have been just me, what I'm used to with my iPhone, but when I tell you the devices did not feel good. It might have been an older Android device. Not really too big of a fan that, they had to provide it somehow, right? They had to provide it somehow. Just thought it felt a little bit unreliable. Like I couldn't play like I normally, you know what I mean? Maybe I had to practice with the phone or something, but overall, like solid event. I think for the, to come back with the Legends event was a W in the first place. The Fighter Z venue was super competitive. I loved the Fighter Z shit. Card games seemed pretty dope. I'm not into it really, but it's Dragon Ball. I've been into card games before. Yu-Gi-Oh, one of my favorites. Stuff like that. But yeah, the entire venue was cool. They had a lot of things to look at. They played the superhero movie. Vegas as a whole, I stayed on the strip. I bulled out with Prof for a lot of the time. I bulled out with Grass. I bulled out with all the guys for a lot of the time. And oh my god, just shout out to the homies that were there, man. Billy's such a cool guy. Prof, Piggy pulled up, such a cool dude. Sags, I already mentioned everybody, but and by the way, my girlfriend did go as well. I spent a good amount of time with her. Shout out to her. She was there. She did spend a lot of time getting lit on her own, but she did show up on the second day of the venue, showed love, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, super cool to see Toshi caring about, like, obviously he cares about everything, but he gets way too much slander on those reveals or like things that I've seen online. I feel like Toshi is memed, obviously, because he's the face of the game. So whenever things don't go right for the game, it's easy to slander the person that's the face for it. But when I tell you he's getting zero slander from me and anyone that knows now that this dude cares this much. He just has to do what he's got to do sometimes. Being a dev, you have to make money for the game. You have to make right marketing calls. You have to make certain things happen. So we have to be pretty understanding in that sense. But I think it could have been a lot handled better, the overallness of the Legends side. The entire battle hour was a great experience. I do plan to go again next year if they have something Legends related, because if it's not Legends related, I'll probably just stream it, and they'll, they like to throw the reveals anyways, but if there's no tournament, is what I'm saying. Depends if a lot of the guys go, because I have been talking with a lot of, people. Shout out to Bebop, shout out to Ryuden, shout out to Dugo, shout out to anyone that wasn't there that talked about wanting to go next year. Definitely got to get it scheduled up and have a lot of the friends that, we want to make a bigger group for next year. Because when I tell you, nothing beats the time with the VAR bar, by the way, Green Rough, I need you guys to go too. I don't know if these guys are going to go, but everybody that wants to go, all my content creator friends, all the homies, all my account guild mates, show up. You don't even need to be involved with me to show up. It was a free event. By the way, you didn't have to pay anything. You could just go, show up, and you were there. You got to enjoy the people around. You could have met all of us. So if you literally just want to go and you're a viewer, just go. If you love Dragon Ball, if you love Legends, if you love any of the games, just go and pull up on me, because it was a fantastic time. And I tell you, the friends made this whole trip. That's like the main reason we went. The friends made this trip, and I loved seeing all the guys there. And I think I'm very grateful to have such a, not only a dope community, because the live streams, the content, I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. I would have been gone to Vegas if we didn't kill it last month. I would have been able to afford it. So I did spend it all, like, it covered the entire trip. And I do want to say thank you to every single one of you. Literally, the live stream popped the fuck off, bro. It popped off. We've had big streams before, but for an IRL stream, no planning, no nothing. We had the entirety community tapped in. A lot of NA streamers were covering it. ZVG, Zakashi. By the way, if you guys are going, part of the group, we can't forget any of the homies. ZVG, Zakashi, pull up. A lot of the foreign, I know there was some Italian or French, Spanish streamers watching the stream. We were the only, at some point Prof did cut his stream because of like battery or whatever. We were the only live stream covering the first day. So it was already set in stone. We were going to go back on day 2, going to kill it. I had exclusive pretty much streaming, and it was very, very dope to feel that feeling of like, hey, we're here. We're kind of carrying the, putting our name even further out there. You guys know we're trying to make it out with this Legend shit. We really love this game. We are pretty passionate about the community. So it's very, I'm very happy about the outcome and the results, the success of the streams. And like, I was very worried about the channel throughout the week because I was out, I can't stream. I don't have my setup, but this gave me a reason to. Very humbling experience, and thank you guys so much for this month. We hit 1,000 members on the stream, by the way. We've hit a lot of sort of goals. We're almost at 40,000 subscribers, man. Thank you guys so freaking much. This community is only going to keep growing. I've talked about it with a couple of the guys. I do have a lot of things planned relating the channel. I will cover the Budokai Tenkaichi game. It's another game finally that I will maybe make a lot of content for. If the game turns out to be what I think it is, I'm going to make a ton of competitive content with that game. Basically, I hope all the guys do show up next year because it's gonna be a blast. I hope they do a Legends event next year. I hope they take a lot of the, maybe if Toshi watches, that they take some things out of this. They did do some pretty cool shit there, dude. They gave out a lot of cool, nifty collectible stuff. I got some cards that I would show you if I had my bag. Some pretty. These were in the gift bag, by the way. These cards were in the gift bag. I think I bent them. Pretty sad days, but these Dragon Ball Legends cards, they have a bunch of Legends stuff in here. I don't want to like open it right now, but stuff like this, like things you just have to like, dude, it's sick, man. It's sick. Pretty sad that I obviously didn't make it to the finals. Kind of glad that I didn't. The way that they handled it is basically none of the competitors could leave the back room once they were competing until the actual ceremony of the celebration. So I was able to stream the first day because of this. First day, obviously, we could have done it either way. But second day, I couldn't really move around, talk with the friends. So it felt like it was, obviously they're going to work on some things and then take care of some things. But I do think overall in this, I'm going to rate this battle hour a 9 out of 10. I have a lot of like, dude, this was an amazing experience overall, especially if you knew people, especially if you love Dragon Ball, especially if you love Legends. Developer was there. Toshi. Kai was there. I didn't mention Kai, but Kai was also there, bro. I took a photo with Kai. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I posted all this stuff over on Twitter. You guys made it to the end of the video. Make sure to drop a like. If I missed anything, I'm sorry. The rest of my trip was super cool. I checked out a lot of eateries. I went to In-N-Out or I didn't actually. The homies brought me In-N-Out, so I experienced In-N-Out for the first time. Ate a lot of good foods, drank. I did burn up a little bit over there. I did burn up. That shit was nice. I just had a good time. I didn't go to any clubs really. Me and Iron tried to go to this trip, but we didn't actually make it because this guy was out of dress code. If you guys know the story, I was basically stuck out of the. I waited for him at the side of the. We didn't make it. We were too lit that first night. I just thought I would throw it in because it's funny, but we didn't make it. I'm not gonna go through that whole story. I got a poster signed by Toshi. It's on my wall. And yeah, you guys, shout out to Kid Joe for winning the tournament. He deserves it for sure. He 100% deserves it. He cooked no matter what the RNG was with the units for even my game. He's the only... Didn't talk about that in the tournament. I didn't talk about that. Shout out to him, by the way. He deserves it. He played fantastic against Kuro the last game. I think it could have gone either way, and he held it down. You guys saw the match. I uploaded it. But basically, what was I going to say? Basically, with the tournament that was held, I actually had the same record. That's like the last thing I wanted to touch on. I had the same record as Kid Joe and a couple of the other guys. 3 wins, 1 loss. And it's basically how Legends Q works. They randomized who fought who. And basically, if I fought the guy with 4-0 in the last game, it would have bumped me up from whatever place I was to 1st or 2nd place if I won that game. But instead, they matched me up with someone with a lesser score. So if I won or lost, which I did win the match, it didn't move me anywhere, and I didn't make it to the 2nd or the 3rd place to be put in for the finals the 2nd day. Unfortunately, they didn't queue it properly. I think it was random number generated queue. Again, it's a complete RNG experience, but it was just a little bit weird to have gets basically put lower in a ranking list for people that signed up last minute. Obviously, everyone had a record. But whoever had the most wins at the end and who took down the player with the most wins got to advance a lot, right? So I'm thinking back to Billy's match, right? If you guys know my friend Billy, he basically was 4-3-0 and he fought his last match. And Graz was already out of the scene. He didn't think he was going to get back. He beat Billy. I think he did have the better team. Doesn't really matter. He did take the W against Billy. And basically what that allowed him to do was make it into the finals. It gave him, I think, the 2nd or 1st place spot, and it kicked Billy, even though he had a better score. He lost 1 game, but Graz beat the player with the 3-0 record and basically, kicked Billy out of that finals spot. So it's just one of those things where the queue is a little bit off. I feel like they should have matched players a bit better in that regard, not have players, a lot of that type of stuff. A little bit odd in that sense. That was my understanding of it because I literally had the same record as the 2nd and 3rd place players of my pool. So thought I would just throw that in there. It just slipped my mind at the end. If you guys enjoyed this review, it's obviously I didn't play anything on the screen, just giving you guys my overall experience. If you have any other questions, leave in the comment section below. I hope to see everybody out there next year. Shout out to Toshi for showing love, for being a real one, straight up. Shout out to, the community. Shout out to all the viewers out there. Shout out to everybody, man. I love you guys so much. You guys are my life. This channel, thank you guys. Thank you, Dragon Ball, man. I'm excited to see what next year, the rest of this year, it really has for us. Maybe Budokai comes out this year. Let me know if you guys think it drops this year. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the very next one. Stay frosty, boys, and I'm out. I'm about to catch my